Hey, welcome to this explainer. Look, let's just be real for a second here. We absolutely all spiral sometimes, right? We all overanalyze. You know the drill. You're lying in bed, the lights are completely off, and suddenly your brain decides it's the absolute perfect time to replay every single awkward conversation you've had since, what, 2014. It's exhausting. It feels like our minds are just constantly overflowing with the exact same negative thought patterns, and no matter how hard we try to shut off that valve, the thoughts just keep pouring in. So I want to set a really grounded, empathetic tone right off the bat today. You are not alone in this, man, and more importantly, there is an actual structured way out of that mental loop.
Honestly, are you? Are you still analyzing a text from 24 hours ago? Are you still obsessing over that minor mistake you made at work last week, just feeling totally embarrassed about it? Or, I don't know, maybe you're staring at your phone, waiting for someone to text you back, wondering why they've been so incredibly silent. Or perhaps you've been on a dating app, things were going awesome, and then boom, they ghost you. And now you're totally overthinking your entire self-worth. Look, overthinking, spiraling, crashing out, these are things we battle every single day. But today, we're going to put a hard stop to it using an amazing mix of ancient spiritual truths and cutting-edge science. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We've got 4 incredibly powerful truths to break the overthinking cycle. First step, the power of impermanence. Second, clear clutter, clear mind. Third, pain versus suffering. And finally, stop delaying. This structure is everything, so let's get right into it. Section 1, the power of impermanence and learning to let go gracefully. As the ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita teaches us, we've got to learn to weather life's changing seasons without letting them completely destroy our inner peace. Think about it. If you wake up and it's pouring rain and you let that define your entire mood, well, you're going to ruin your own day. If you only allow yourself to be happy when the sun is shining, you're literally setting yourself up for failure. There's this old Zen story that perfectly captures this. A farmer's son finds a beautiful wild horse and brings it home. The villagers are like, wow, what great news. The farmer just calmly replies, good thing, bad thing, who knows? The very next day, the son falls off the horse and completely breaks his leg. The villagers cry, oh no, this is terrible. And the farmer says, good thing, bad thing, who knows? A few months later, the army comes through the village, drafting every able-bodied man for a war. But they skip the son because of his broken leg. The villagers say, wow, you're so lucky. And again, the farmer simply says, good thing, bad thing, who knows? You see, both good and bad circumstances are entirely impermanent. Letting go isn't about not caring at all. It's about knowing the seasons will change and just preparing yourself for the weather. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how modern science totally validates this ancient idea of letting go. If you're stuck in a spiral, the absolute first proactive step is getting the thought out of your head and onto a physical page. A super fascinating 2024 study from Nagoya University found that when participants actually wrote down their angry thoughts and then physically shredded or threw away that piece of paper, they experienced a massive reduction in anger. But the folks who kept the paper, their anger barely decreased at all. And get this, an Ohio State University study from way back in 2012 found the exact same thing. Ripping it up, throwing it away, or even burning it, kind of like an old photo from an ex, literally and scientifically frees you from the emotional weight. So don't journal it to keep it, guys. Write it down to destroy it. Moving on to Section 2, clear clutter, clear mind. How our outer reality deeply shapes our inner world. Actually, I want you to take your eyes off the screen for just a second and look around your room. Seriously, look at your desk. Take a peek at your closet. What does it look like right now? We always hear that our inner world shapes our outer reality, right? But the hidden truth is actually the exact reverse. Think about it like this. Having too many tabs open on your laptop is exactly like having too many tabs open in your mind. When your computer starts glitching and slowing down, what do? You close the tabs. But how many of us are sitting there desperately hoping for a peaceful, optimized mind while surrounded by a chaotic, messy bedroom? It's practically impossible. When you start cleaning and organizing your physical space, you are quite literally filing away the scattered tabs in your brain. And the actual science behind a messy room proves this isn't just about aesthetics or looking nice. fMRI scans show that visual clutter constantly competes for your attention, leading to real, measurable cognitive overload in your brain. Research also shows that individuals, particularly women who perceive their homes as cluttered, have significantly higher levels of cortisol. That's the stress hormone. It completely wrecks your sleep, stops you from getting into those deep restorative REM cycles, and promotes chronic emotional tension. Your messy desk is literally stressing out your nervous system right now.
Okay, let's dive into this and fix it. You do not need to feel any shame about a messy house, but you absolutely need an action plan. Step 1, start incredibly small. Please don't try to tackle the whole house, just pick one drawer, literally just one. Step 2, set a 30-minute timer. Turn it into a game, a quick challenge. And step 3, create specific homes for your items. I absolutely love this concept of the home hotel. Think about it. When you walk into a really nice hotel room, the hairdryer has a specific spot, the iron has a spot. Build that exact same predictable organization in your own home and just watch your mental energy skyrocket. Section 3, pain versus suffering. The stories we create. There is a profoundly powerful Buddhist teaching that explains how our internal reactions completely shape the reality we experience.
So the crucial point here is that we often confuse pain and suffering as the exact same thing, but they really aren't. This is perfectly captured in the Buddhist story of the two arrows. Imagine you're struck by an arrow. That first arrow is unavoidable pain. Someone is rude to you, you'll lose a job, a relationship ends. That hurts. It's a reality of life. But if you then react by lamenting, blaming yourself, agonizing, and overthinking why this always happens to you, you are literally taking a second arrow and stabbing it into your own wound. The first arrow is just life. The second arrow, that is entirely self-inflicted by our own overthinking. And the science backs this up beautifully. A 2016 study in the Clinical Psychology Review showed that when people used acceptance strategies instead of resisting or agonizing over their pain, they experienced a nearly 50% reduction in emotional distress. Let that sink in. 50%. When you try to avoid pain, you just accumulate more of it. When you accept it, when you actively choose to drop that second arrow, you instantly gain the ability to move forward. So how do we actually drop the second arrow in real life? 2 steps. First, stop and interrupt the story. When you feel yourself starting to spiral, I want you to close your eyes and visualize a massive, bold red stop sign. Actually, say the word stop out loud if you have to. I promise you this isn't a cheesy gimmick. Doing this literally activates your prefrontal cortex, bringing you right out of your emotional brain and giving you the mental space you desperately need before you react. Second step, you shift into a solution-oriented state. Now, to make that shift, you have to ask yourself this ultimate reframing question. If I wasn't feeling upset right now, how would I respond differently? Seriously, think about that for a second. How many times have you fired off a text or said something in the heat of anger that you deeply, deeply regretted the next morning? Asking this question prevents you from making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. It is a complete game changer for your relationships and your overall peace of mind. All right, final section, section 4. Stop delaying. Is your mind your friend or is it your absolute worst enemy? Because honestly, how much of your life is spent fighting totally imaginary battles in your head? It's time to stop overthinking and start dealing with things in the real world. Let's see how this builds. You replay the confrontation, you script out the entire argument in the shower, you vent for weeks in your own mind, but you never actually have the conversation in reality. We somehow convince ourselves we're being nice by putting off our reply to a text or delaying an RSVP because we don't want to let someone down right away. But the hard truth? True kindness lies in clarity of intention, not silence out of fear. Delaying just to avoid your own discomfort actually destroys mutual respect. If you wait until the very last minute to tell someone you aren't coming to their event, you are letting them down way harder than if you had just communicated your truth honestly and gently right up front. Clarity creates connection, guys. Silence just creates anxiety. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one really provocative question. What action are you going to stop delaying today? Is it shredding that piece of paper with your angry thoughts? Is it taking just 30 minutes to finally organize that one completely messy desk drawer? Or is it sending that text you've been putting off so you can finally drop the second arrow? You have the power to take back control of your mental space right now. Don't overthink it, just act. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.